Good afternoon and welcome back to the vlog. So a lot has happened in the last week and a lot is going to happen in this coming week. And if you've been following me over on TikTok, you would have seen that we've had a lot of cards arrive as well, which will also give hint to what we're playing this week. Now, we've had a lot of fun over on MathMech last week, but this week it's time to go into the Cyverse a little bit more and try something different. So let's go build our new deck. Okay, so the deck's now put together. Let's go watch some combos and see if we can actually learn how to play this deck a little bit better than what I've been playing it currently. So let's go check out some YouTube videos. What a combo. That combo is absolutely insane. And we are guaranteed to mess that up at least 100 times. Like, it plays really heavily into cards like Nibiru, but looking at how the hand was structured and all of that off a single normal summon, and then just special summon, special summon, special summon, it does seem like as long as you have the right extender in hand, Nibiru is not going to hurt. But we're going to find that out very soon because we've got Isaac and Ryan coming over to do some deck testing. Isaac has not been to locals in 3 months, I think, and is making his return this week thanks to the Eldritch support that has came out in Allen. So he is going to be on his Trap Eldritch, and Ryan, I believe, is still on his Live Twin Fiendsmith. So we're going to get some different types of testing in, and we'll definitely see how we do. Now, that was a lot of fun. The boys were playing the decks exactly like I thought they were, and my god, we managed to get wins against both. Isaac has learnt very quickly that if he bounces the normal summon, so I can't link it off, it kind of kills my turn, which really fucking hurts, especially if we're going second against his deck, because he's getting the bounce pretty much set up. Now, as for Ryan, now admittedly he beat me more than I beat him, but I'm still able to take a game in testing, so that means there is hope. I've just got to remember not to fuck up the combo. But with that being said, it is getting late and we've got locals tomorrow. I'm playing this sort of combo deck. I need a clear mind, so I will see you guys in the morning. Okay, so round one we got paired up against Logan. It was great to see Logan back at locals. He hasn't been, well, he was there last week, I wasn't there last week, but the last time we were there together got to be close on to a year ago, so it's always great to see Logan back. I absolutely love his crazy deck ideas, and this week he did not disappoint. It was a 42 card list of nothing but traps. Now, the tripod that I initially took did not work, so unfortunately the gameplay for game one was very interrupted, so I'd rather not show that because, you know, I don't want to show you dodgy camera work if I don't have to. But yeah, so round one, we basically took it 2-0. Game one came very scary. We managed to do the full combo as we saw in that tutorial video. However, I swung for 10,400 with one of the Fireball Dragons, and he flipped Magic Cylinder. My god, the blood drained from my face. It was it was not a good time. But thankfully, I had the spell/trap negate in the fusion monster chilling in the grave, and because I had a link for higher on the field, I could just activate it, negate that Magic Cylinder, and took round one 2-0, moving into round two. Okay, so here we are going into round 2 against Ryan. Now, although we have taken some games against his deck, he has beat me considerably more times than what I've beaten him. So let's see if we can actually get the luck on our side and take round 2, or if we're going 1-1 just before the break. Let's go find out. But with the main tripod breaking, I am using a small little handhold tripod for the rest of the game footage, so I do apologise if the camera angle isn't to your liking. It's the best I could do with what I had available, but with that being said, I'll take the regular tripod next week. So here we are in round 2 after losing round 1 to Ryan, or should I say game 1 to Ryan. So we're in game 2 here, and we're just drawing for turn. And here we go. So Ryan in the standby shoots off the Muchami that allows him to draw every time I summon from hand. Now this obviously really does hurt our deck, to the point where normally we are special summoning from hand multiple times per turn. Oh, he hasn't activated it yet. Ignore me. There we go. He activates it here. He is a little late to the activation. That way he didn't activate it earlier, but there we go. But we do have a little Kuriboh out in field from that, and we can just normal summon there, giving Ryan the draw, which then we get to search our spell and trap. Now, like I said, the draw does really hurt. We don't want to give him too many draws off this, so as such it really does slow us down. So we decided just to grab the trap. My aim here is just to get to 12300 body, so then we've got just any face up card negate, and we use the Signet Mining here to search for one of the Mathmech extenders. I believe I'll go ahead, oh no, sorry, we grab the Ignista extender, I do apologise, and then we spec it so he gets to draw anyway, and then we put all 3 into Heat Soul. We pay 1000 life points in order to draw a card, and then we set the trap along with an imperm, and we kind of just pass there. We do use the field spell effect to banish one to reset itself, but yeah, so we set the imperm and the trap, and we pass there with the 2 negates. Now on Ryan's turn here, he did get a couple of draws from us, unfortunately, but we limited what we could without giving ourselves nothing, and we do get another draw off the Heat Soul. So he attempts to activate the Sunny Snitch here. We do negate it with the AI trap just to stop him from adding that live twin monster, because in my mind it's a risk to play into Droll when I've got that many cards in hand still. So I thought if I can stop him there, then maybe that does kind of slow his turn down. And he follows it up by discarding Engraver to attract, and I was like, okay, cool, not entirely sure why. But then we banished the trap to spec back our banished at Ignista, so then we can get our target negate back. The fact that Ryan is going through all the Fiendsmith line here does tell me that maybe he doesn't have that live twin monster in hand already, so therefore negating that Sunny Snitch was actually a really good idea. So from here, Ryan's got the Lacrima. He's having a look through his extra deck, thinking about what he wants to do, and yeah, you'll see here he does summon back the Engraver, shuffling back that Lori. He does seem a bit hesitant on it. I don't know what he thinks I've got, but he now knows I don't have Droll, because obviously I would have activated that on the discard of Engraver. So unless he's trying to find a way to play around the nib, he attempts to activate the Requiem effect to equip, so we chain our Kuriboh boy here to tribute another Ignista to spec itself. So we've now got our target negate, just so he can't just send our Heat Soul to the grave. He actually has to put something else on the field and punch over it. And my plan is to imperm the sequence, so I'm kind of hoping he might get that bigger body. And here now he puts both into Chaos Angel, which really caught me off. Like I said, I was expecting the sequence, but we do just negate the Chaos Angel with the imperm, just say he has to punch the Heat Soul rather than just get the direct 3500. Ryan then just sets a card and passes from there. So he obviously didn't open up too well. in order for us to be able to slow him down from there. But so here now we do get the opportunity to kind of combo off a little bit. We don't get too far based on the cards in hand, but we do get far enough where we can get to a Heat Soul. And I do apologise if you hear Evie in the background. She is having a whale of a time at the moment. But yeah, so we managed to get to, sorry, not Heat Soul, where we managed to get to access code. So we just kind of pile on till we get to access code. We start banishing the Link monsters, pop the macro, pop the Chaos Angel, and swing for 5300, as you're about to see. So here now we link off into the Splash Mage, bring back. Now, thinking about this, I could have possibly done this a bit differently and ended on a much stronger board than just access code, because realistically here, you know, if I went into the Wicked, if I had another monster summon from hand, I'm not sure if I did or not, and that's the issue. But the fact that I've got no cards in hand currently tells me that I didn't have those resources. So we managed to get to the access code. We banished the Splash Mage, pop the back row. Ideally I don't want to banish the Earth because I want to keep that, but yeah, we pop the Chaos Angel, swing for 5300, and we pass turn. So Ryan now draws the turn. However, he's got everything in his grave he needs to do the full Fiendsmith line, including going to Agmundi, which of course when he links off into the Agmundi it triggers the Desiree to to send access code to the grave, and then he just gets the Agmundi out, swings for the 1800, and then brings out the Desiree with the Agmundi equipped, which after taking that 1200 from the Chaos Angel was more than enough for the game. And yeah, so all in all pretty decent, but Ryan does clutch us out 2-0, as you'll see here. We just lost to Ryan 2-0 or 0-2, whichever way around it goes. He beat the crap out of us, to put it simply, but it's absolutely fine. I love playing against Ryan. Like I said, such a good guy at heart, and yeah, we're moving into the break 1-1. The parents have gone up, and we are going from one cool guy to another, and we've got Matt in round 3. Now Matt is on his Mermail deck this week, which is absolutely fine. He's getting testing in to find out which deck he wants to take to nationals, so I really need to hope I win this dice roll, because I know his Mermail deck will literally rip my hand apart, and yeah, in the heavy combo deck we need that hand, so fingers crossed we win that dice roll. But I will say, you only saw game 2 there against Ryan, and I love how simplified game state that got, and just how quickly the momentum shifted from me to him, back to me, back to him for game. I absolutely love when Yu-Gi-Oh does that. So I can't be mad. I'm absolutely happy we was able to stand toe to toe with him a little bit there. But yeah, ultimately the better deck and the better player got the game. So Ryan, well done, mate. Next time though, hopefully I'll put up more of a fight for you. But here we go into round 3 against Matt on Mermail. We win the dice roll, and we had a yellow jelly bean boy, which if we go in erupted, it means we do have full combo. But Matt is a very good and very competent player, so let's see what happens here. So we do search for the AI meet you, and then go into the link one, which then activates to grab us our field spell. However, On summon of the red jelly bean from our hand using the field spell effect, Matt does go ahead and track down, well, we activate the AI meet you to search for the red one. Matt does track down that Mulchami to get draw every time we summon from the deck or extra deck. He did say that the Link 1 completely caught him off guard, so we got a freebie basically. But yeah, so now this is going to hurt, because if anyone here watching this knows Ignister, knows we've got to go in the extra deck quite a few times to at least put something comparable on the board when we are up against a deck like Mermail, and definitely when we're up against a player like Matt. Otherwise we may as well just scoop it up and go to game 2, because he will just take that win if we don't pass on something at least semi-competent. So we've got to give him a few draws here. I did consider passing, but with no hand traps, like I said, he'll just seize that and absolutely run wild on us. So we are discussing the card effects as we go, just because Matt is familiar with some of the cards, but obviously not all the smaller Ignisters, so you know, I want to make him aware, so in case he draws any other hand traps like an Imperm or anything along those lines, that he knows exactly where he can go and what to do from here. So we go into the Dark Templar. It just explains that when a monster is special summoned to a zone it points to, it gets to resurrect 3. We spec the jelly bean from our hand again, go into the Link 1. Use Dark Templar effect, chain the Link 1, so the Link 1 just literally slides to the left, and then we get to spec 3 back from the grave, and here we are met with the Nibiru, and yeah, just crushed us. All I can do really from here after we calculate is set a card and pass. Now I'd love to give you a play-by-play, but Matt just pops off, and I don't know the Mermail names well enough yet to try and keep up. I tried pausing, but at this camera angle I was not getting the names. So enjoy the lovely music and watch the absolute clapping of Mermail taking me out on game 1. moving into game 2 here, we go first, but in the standby Matt throws down that Mulchami to get a draw every time we summon from hand. So we chuck our Jellybean down, Matt gets a draw, and now I've really got to think, because god damn, as we saw in round 2, this Mulchami cripples this deck. We do search the AI Connect, because the way I see it is let's just try and get what we can on the board without giving Matt too many draws again. And yeah, we've got to try and think of a way to combat these Mulchamis a little bit better in this deck if this is something we want to bring back again, because these do hurt, especially the Jellyfish one, not the Fluffalows, the one that does from the handle deck. So here now we get the rank 1 out, we search the field spell, but again, if we spec from hand, he gets a draw, and this is all this deck really wants to do. We do decide to commit to the AI Connect play to reveal a dark in hand to spec, and then add a non-dark. So we do show in the Doyon, spec the Doyon, and then we search through the deck to add a non-dark here, and we go ahead and add, I'm pretty sure we add the green. Yeah, we add green. So the idea there is at least we can try and synchro summon at some point. So I choose not to use the Doyon effect here, so I could droll, because if I activate a monster effect, it basically blocks the droll from being activatable. So yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. At least Matt only got 2 draws, I believe, off that. So we go into the Cyverse Wicked, spec the green, activate the Wicked to banish to search for a tuner. So we go ahead and grab that back up at Mister. Then we use the Earth one, whose name is like Gotcha, Gochi, or whatever it is, to negate the backup in order to summon itself. And I'm having a little think about what I want to do from here, because again, I can't really do too much now because I'm under draw myself, so I can't search for cards. So like for example, if I spec backup, I will not get to add Wizard, because draw affects me as well as my opponent. So, and it is something I did actually forget about at the point of activation, but 100% was still the right call to activate. So we go ahead and we link 2 into the Splash Mage, we bring back Doyon, and then we link 3 off into the transcode. We go ahead and use the transcode to resurrect the Wicked. And then we go ahead and put all 3 equaling a link 5 into the allied Kotoka, and then we resurrect the transcode off that, just so then we do have that single negate on the field, but because they're then co-linked, they can't be targeted, as well as the additional 500 attack points for both. And it's not the best end board, but realistically it's all I could do under draw, because like can't fuck myself over too much. So we pass. Matt's hand though, fortunately for us, was not fantastic. So we've got, as you can see in that hand, we've got our Cyverse Wicked, and we've got, sorry, not Cyverse Wicked, we've got the Cyverse Ritual, and we have the AI Connect. So we do have a follow-up, even if it is shuffled back and add a dark. At least then we can grab back up and kind of go off on our next turn. It's kind of the idea there. So Matt's having to think about what he wants to do from here. And like I said, thankfully his hand was not great, so he manages to summon some infantry, I believe it is. He specs, no, he gets an additional normal summon, and then he links 2 to try and bring it back from there. We use the allied effect to negate. However, can you see the misplay? Because I can. I did not tribute the transcode, because allied says tribute the monster. I did not tribute. We allied negated and doing tribute. What is it about playing Matt that both of us make mistakes and misplays? Admittedly, me more than him, but it's just like we get so lost and caught up in like the chill environment that we have when we play. We're just like, yeah, cool, we just let shit slide, you know, like I've got like 3 on the field that should not be on the field, and Matt's just like, yeah, it's all good. God damn, I do love recording our games because we get to pick this up, because my god, what a mistake, the question is it going to cost Matt? And the answer is sadly yes, because as you can see, well, don't get me wrong, if the transcode wasn't there, it's not the be all or end all, because I can just resurrect it. I can link 2 into the G Golem and bring it back that way, and then use that to bring back the Splash Mage, and use Splash Mage to bring back something else. So yeah, at the end of the day we would have got the same end board, so it's not the biggest of deals in this scenario. However, it is something we need to keep track of. But yeah, as you see, we combo off and we do take game 2, putting us in the all-important game 3. Now in game 3, Matt is going first with a deck which is really good at hand destruction. As you see there, he just rips the Droll out of my hand straight away. We do chain the Mulchami to it, just so we can try and get some draws anyway and keep the Mulchami. I do believe he would have ripped the Droll either way, but let's not take the chance if we don't have to. We are also a very heavy combo deck, if you've not gathered that by now. So playing against a deck that just literally goes, cool, rip one out of your hand, cool, shuffle 2 back into the deck, really hurts. As you can see in my hand, I've got the AI Meet You, I've got an Ash Blossom, and I've got the backup at Ignista. So Matt knows I'm sitting on that Ash Blossom, so he's really trying to bait out that Ash trap, the Ash hand trap. However, everything that Matt's doing that I could Ash is just not good value to Ash. There's no, I'm not even going 1 for 1 with a lot of these, because like they send for cost. So for example, they'll send Dragoons for cost to activate their effect, which I could Ash some of them, but then they've already triggered the Dragoons, and then the Dragoons goes off, and it's, none of it is worthwhile at this stage. A single Ash is not going to be enough to slow down this board, and it, you know, and the way I see it is, if he can rip 2 cards out of my hand, which I know he can, I would much rather keep the Ash in the hand to dilute the chances of what he rips. I would much rather keep something, but as you'll see here, he does rip 2, and the card I get to keep is Ash Blossom. So if, as you'll see on Matt's TikTok, because he has put his thing up on TikTok, great balls to keep all of that Ash. Now we do Ash his fish thing, that, you know, he discards a card to expect fish from the deck, and I felt like that was worth the Ash, because at least then he had to discard something which didn't trigger. So therefore, you know, I got a technically a 2 for 1. He ripped a card out of his own hand, and I stopped him specking from the deck. However, can we see the misplay here? Matt has gone into the X deck. What have I not done? I've not drew a card, and this happens not once, not twice, but 3 times. That's right. So Matt goes into the X deck 3 times, and I don't draw 3 cards like I was fucking supposed to. But hey ho, life goes on. We made the misplay last game, which benefited me of having the Link 3 on the field, and we made a misplay this game, which benefits Matt because I have not drew a card. So yay. Matt now gets his water barrier out, which is always good, so now we can't special summon except for waters, and yeah, you can see where this is going. On our turn though, we do normal summon the backup, as you'll see shortly, to try and hit over the barrier statue, and my monster got bounced back to my hand. On Matt's turn, he then gets some damage in, passes back to us, but yeah, at this stage we just can't do anything realistically. We can't get back that momentum. So Matt, unfortunately for us, but great for Matt, does take this 2-1. But enjoy the rest of the gameplay, because playing against Matt is always a pleasure. I just wish we'd stop misplaying. Well, wasn't that silly not to get our +3? But hey, let's be fair about it. That +3 really would not have helped at that point of the game, realistically. But playing against Matt, fun as always. And again, I really love playing against Matt. The environment is always so relaxed, and so, even though he's like one of our most competitive players, he just has this way to make you just chill out. Basically, he is such a calming presence at our locals, and I know that sounds quite contradictory to be competitive and calming, but Matt really nails that line. And honestly, he's got to be one of my favourite people to play against there, because not only do I always learn, but it's so relaxed, and like I say, you can just have a great laugh against with him, and it's just absolutely brilliant that even at this point where he is being that competitive guy getting ready for nationals, he's still taking that time to make his opponents feel comfortable and relaxed enough to actually enjoy the game. And that's absolutely amazing, and that's what we all need to focus on a little bit more, and Matt really nails that on the head every week. But with that being said, we are now 1-2, and the pairings for round 4 have gone up, and we are up against Isaac. Now Isaac, as you may know, is pretty much my main testing partner. We meet up at least once every other week to deck test, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun game, because this time round, like I said, if he goes first, he can pretty consecutively bounce my starter, which therefore means I don't get the Link 1, means I don't get the field spell, which means I don't combo unless I've got the other spell cards in hand to combo for me. So I'm not looking forward to that. He's also on Super Poly with that World Legacy 3 Link monster, fusion monster, which if I go full end board, I've got 5. So if he takes my allied and my 2 Firewall Dragons, he's leaving me on 2 2300 monsters, which just won't cut that at all. So I am concerned going first or going second. In all honesty, this is literally going to come down to winning the dice roll and hope he doesn't have Super Poly. 3 out of 40 cards? What's the chances, eh? Let's find out. But in order to find out, you're going to have to check out my TikTok. Sorry to cut you like that, but I've got to put Tank on both platforms to try and tie the two across. So mine and Isaac's game is going to be up on TikTok instead of here. With that being said, I'm going to give you the result, because this is the vlog after all. But if you want to see the gameplay of Eldritch Traps versus Ignista, then please check out TikTok, Mystic Frost 86. Now, we did take the game 2-0. The only game what I got a game 3 of today was against Matt. He did not draw his Super Polys. He actually, I won the dice roll. he had 0 interruption, that mattered. I think he had a single win perm, which was able to dodge. But game 2, he did not open the best hands, but it is what it is. So, it's our first week with Agnesta. We went 2-2 and we placed 9th out of 16th, which honestly I couldn't be happier with. Now, with that all being said, I've got a busy week ahead of me, so I don't know when this video will go out. I think it'll most probably be Thursday, maybe Friday at this stage, because I've got to do the voiceover for other parts and then actually slice it all together into something a little bit more manageable. But with that being said, I'm really looking forward to going back to locals next week. I don't know what deck I'm going to take. I know Monster Mayhem is dropping soon, and that has our Orcus support, so I'm thinking about taking an Orcus build just to get me over familiar with what the existing cards do, just because I have made some terrible mistakes with them in the past. So let's go and learn Orcus. I'm just not sure what that build's going to look like. But all being said, I will catch you guys next week. I'll catch you over on TikTok. Peace and love. See ya.